Welcome. I'm super glad that you all decided to join in. And today I just wanted to briefly talk about shoes. So many people have questions about the types of shoes that they should wear for various fitness activities. So let me give you a quick little rundown on shoes and what is best depending on what you're doing. So my runners, running shoes are really easy to find. Running shoes are pretty much everywhere. You can get a running shoe at Dick's Sporting Goods, at some of you I know have Academy when you're in my area in Nashville. You can find a running shoe anywhere. There's lots of specialty running stores around as well. And so they're pretty easy to find. As far as a running shoe goes, you can get a stability shoe, a neutral shoe. If you have flat feet, you want more arch, that sort of thing. So you can find those very easily. You can find what fits well and what feels well on your foot. However, most of us want a shoe that does more than just has that forward and back motion. So a running shoe is made for just that. It's made for that forward running motion only. It's not made to cross train. So it's not made to move side to side with you if you are doing jumping jacks, any sort of lateral motion in your workouts. That's not what a running shoe is made to do. So it doesn't give you that support, and so you can risk injury if you have a running shoe and you're doing any type of cross-training workouts. So let me give you some examples. I pulled out a few of my shoes here. So these are really popular. These are Nike Frees, and just to give you a little bit of an idea, so Nike Frees are low profile down here, and so a Nike Free is considered a running shoe, but it actually can be used for lateral support because it's close to the ground. It doesn't have a really big cushion on the bottom. So it is more of a hybrid type of shoe. And if you look at the bottom of this, you can see that it has support this way as well as horizontally. And so that's a good shoe if you want to do some cross training. Now, I will say that Nike Frees don't have a whole lot of support in them. So if you're used to a running shoe that is really thick, it has let me see if I have one, has a really thick sole. Like this shoe, this Adidas shoe has a thicker sole right here. It's more of a traditional type of sole. This is going to give you more cushion rather than your Nike Free shoe. So it's going to be closer to the ground. It's that low profile shoe. And so if you feel like you need more support for your foot, this might not be the best option for you. These are really popular. These more barefoot shoes, and any of the shoes that look like this straight across are more of a barefoot type of shoe. And I'm trying to see, I don't really have a good example of one that's not a barefoot shoe. I tend to buy these more often. These are Merrell's, and they don't have quite as much cushion on them, but they are great for lateral motion. They're fantastic cross trainers. You can see on the bottom here that it gives you support up and down and side to side as far as the bottom goes. So that is a great one. This is more of your traditional running shoe. This is Adidas I just showed you a minute ago. Has a bigger sole on it, and it has more of that up and down support on the sole here. And so every time like a shoe like this kind of comes in further as well inside, it's an indication that it doesn't have as much lateral support versus a shoe like the Nike doesn't come in as much on the bottom. And here is an example of my personal favorite cross training shoe. So I do lots of cross training when I'm doing my fitness classes. In the gym, I do lots of lateral motion, front to back, side to side, up and down. We do all of it. So I need a really good shoe that's going to give me the support 360 pretty much. I'm not a big Reebok lover. However, I fell in love with these shoes. This is, again, the lighting's kind of bad, but it's a really bright yellow shoe. It's a Reebok, but it has that low profile right here on the bottom, and you can see right here that it has fantastic support side to side on it. It's a really great shoe for any type of cross training. So keep that in mind depending on what you're doing. Now, if you're lifting weights, it doesn't matter as much as far as whether you're wearing a runner or a cross trainer. However, if you're doing lots of weight exercises, let's say you're doing lots of side lunges, that sort of thing, you may want to invest in more of a cross trainer for your weight training activities. If you're standing and doing bicep curl, overhead shoulder presses, it's not that big of an issue. And then as far as the barefoot, more of like the barefoot type of shoe versus a more cushion, that's really personal preference. I know they're really popular right now, and the toe shoes are real popular. It depends on what you're most comfortable with. So stick to what you're most comfortable with as far as the support goes, but find a great shoe depending on the type of workout that you're doing. So I hope for those of you who are my members and classes, if you're catching this, that helped you. And I know I had also a question from one of my online group members as well in our boot camp. So I hope that helps you guys. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to email me. My email is Thomas, THOMAS, Sarah, SARAHB @gmail.com. That's thomas.sarahb @gmail.com. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining.